Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kubzilla, and I'm going to be casting a pro StarCraft 2 replay for you today. This was played in a recent tournament between, let's bring up the names, kaboo, we have NightEnD and Dimaga. I'm not quite sure who NightEnD is, but if he is playing against Dimaga, we can be positive that this is a pretty good game because Dimaga is an excellent Zerg player. This is actually the third game in a best of 3, so this is actually like, you know, they're 1-1 right now. So this will be the determining factor who wins this matchup. I decided just to cast just this one game. If you are more interested in tournament games and you would like me to cast them, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to cast sort of like one game at a time. I guess my reasoning behind that is I do follow people like Husky and HD StarCraft, Sci StarCraft, Norse StarCraft, a bunch of those people, Lag TV, things like that. And sometimes, especially on the weekends, I find just massive amounts of StarCraft 2 replays to watch, and I don't get to them all sometimes. And so I don't want to fill your inbox up, especially if you see my replay and you're like, I don't want to watch his replay, I'd rather watch something like Husky, and I'll just put one in there. Maybe you can get to it, and if you're watching this right now, then awesome. And I'll be doing that in the future more. Be more on the ball, casting new replays, things like that. More pro replays. If you got a chance, check out my my other video I just released. It's the StarCraft 2 Gladiator. I'm going to be doing that every once in a while too. This last one was Phoenix versus Mutalisks, and it's pretty surprising like how bad the Phoenix won. So, anyways, we'll just get back onto it. We see that the spawning pool is a pretty late spawning pool. His hatchery is down right around the 18 drone mark, and this is a pretty macro-oriented build order from Dimaga, and we can see that a macro game will be coming in the future. And as if you did look at the time of this this video, it is a long replay. So I will just sit here and keep an eye on what's going down. In play right now, we have a Ling on the field. Where is his other Ling? There's 3. Where's the other guy? Oh, he's over here occupying that watchtower. Occupy watchtower. Okay, and the Zealot is coming up, and the Lings are running away as they see him with that, and he will go and occupy that watchtower. He is the 1%. Let's see if these Lings will be able to take him out. I think 4 will not be enough, but if correct micro from Dimaga, keeping those damaged Lings out away from those side blades, then we might be able to see some going, but the Stalker is out. These Lings will not last long. And Dimaga chooses to lose every single one of them, right as about 9 drones pop. We might see a transfer coming down pretty soon, but the Queen transfer is going, and his creep spread is starting. This is pretty common for a Protoss player to push out with a sentry, or not a sentry, what am I talking about? A Stalker and a Zealot, just to provide that initial harassment to get an additional scouting, and if any drone kills or anything can go down, that's always good. This drone might be down, but Dimaga keeps him safe as NightEnD chooses to just hang out at the edge of the creep. And we see the response from Dimaga is like nothing. He's just choosing to fight with his queens. He's bringing another queen down for protection, just in case there's any run-bys with Zealots or something like that. This guy up here. And this queen is just very sadly trying to battle this Stalker away. But off the creep, the queens are just like so freaking slow. It's almost worthless to even try to move them. But the creep spread will be going, as this now gives vision of behind this red smoke screen. The earth is giving way. Oh, that's where Golem fell in. Right down here you see the lava Huling. And look at all these sentries. This will be perfect defense against these lings that are on the field right now. Their speed has just finished, and they are heading out. We have attack 1 on the way, as well as a few spore crawlers. We'll have to go back and see the placement of those. He might be afraid of some like all-in DT, or maybe not all-in. Can't really all-in DT, but all-in, but some DT or air harassment, as he has been turtled up this whole time and keeping the Zerg kind of confined in his base. He hasn't really scouted anything, and he's still only on 3 gateways. We haven't seen any tech go down so far. So it'll be kind of interesting to see. As a side note, this map's pretty freaking cool. Like all these interesting things, like fire down or water down here, fire up here. It's a pretty cool map. I like it. I don't think I've really played on this one. It must be a tournament map. I don't think this is in the regular ladder map. Dimaga has gotten his 3rd base, and those spore crawlers I was talking about earlier. Here's one out here, and here's one back here. I guess this one is mostly just for detection. Like, he's probably afraid of DTs and things like that. And he could also reposition it with time. A small force is moving out for Dimaga. I don't know if he even knows this is going on, but a sentry here will keep these Zerglings from killing the rest of the probes. And this is a pretty epic little force field. 1 force field plus this pylon will keep all of these Zerglings at bay. And he does have no, he doesn't have enough energy for another one. But in the meantime, the sentries and stalker and zealots are going to be up here. Are they going to be able to deny this expansion? They are. Dimaga cancels it in time, recuperates the 225 minerals, and NightEnD will just move out. He is supply blocked a little bit because of that pylon going down, those Zerglings, but the Zerglings were able to be cleaned up at the same time, and now there's roaches on the field. I think this was a pretty good reactionary play. It just depends on if air is going to be happening. Looks like a robotics facility is going down, and also a Twilight Council. We might see Blink charge and or Immortals against Roach is excellent, and also if you have enough Colossi, they just melt away Roaches. They're not like super amazing against Roaches when the Colossi is not in a small number and the Roaches are in mass number. But when there's enough Colossi, the Roaches just melt so fast. You use the Stalkers and Zealots as a barrier, and it's pretty worthwhile. So we have a double hatch going down for Dimaga. Because he lost that 3rd hatch right about the time it was getting ready to finish, he is effectively behind. Because now he's a 2-base Zerg versus a 2-base Protoss, and that is never a good thing for a Zerg. He is getting that additional scouting in, just always poking in, finding out what the army composition is, as more Stalkers are getting warped in. We see a pretty heavy Stalker. Excuse me, I just ate spicy chicken teriyaki and I'm all burping it up. I think I might have acid reflux disease. But anyways, what was I talking about? Blink Stalkers. He has a lot of Stalkers. He's researching Blink, as well as Immortal in the queue, as Spanish people would say, Spanish-speaking people would say, with the K. Get it? Because Q is spelled Q-U-E. Shut up! I think it's funny. Anyways, quite a bit of detection. We see this right here. I think Dimaga notices that he's kind of like following it. But as long as that observer doesn't run into the spore crawler, it will be kept alive. As it gets awfully close, we're gonna lose it. Oh, look at that path! Just one detector crossing another detector. He's keeping his eye on it. He might want to pick it off with a queen or something. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's just afraid of any DT or anything like that coming his way. Quite a bit of gateways going down as well. And the Immortals are going to be coming out pretty soon. And now Dimaga knows about the Immortals, as that Ling was able to fly in and get his scouting information in. NightEnD is going to be getting his 3rd expansion up, as Dimaga already has his third and as well the gold fourth. And I'm not sure if NightEnD knows about this. Let me attempt to see if I can get this off. Take it off player camera. See, he does not know about this thing. Yes, I would be doing that with the keyboard normally, but it's kind of cold in here, so I have one hand down my pants. This is how I like to cast. This is how I roll. That is my style, baby. I just operate with one hand down my pants at all times. And this observer will probably be going down. One more hit. Oh, and there it goes. Bye-bye, observer. They are pretty expensive. I think there's quite a bit of gas. They're not that bad. 100 resources, 75 gas, 25 minerals. Pretty cheap for how awesome of scouting information they give. And I think if NightEnD knew about this gold expansion and how saturated it's starting to get, and how many, let's see, bring up the drones. I got to pull my hand out of my pants, use a keyboard, bring up, or the I, press I. There it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. But for 75 harvesters out for Dimaga and 68 out for NightEnD. That's, in my opinion, that's about the max you'd ever want. I think 80 is probably the most you would ever want to see out of how many harvesters you have. You don't want to be just wasting them, you know. Holy moly! One little shock from that thing kills that thing? I had no idea. I didn't know those things have so little life. Well, you learn something new every day. And, ooh, survived. But now this thing here, and they will kill it off. As NightEnD looks to be pushing out, Dimaga is completely maxed out. Some good force fields keeping these roaches and hydras at bay. And these blink stalkers are just sitting in the back doing a lot of damage. The army not quite in half, but did definitely do quite a bit of damage. Dimaga is already maxed out again. Let's bring up the production tab just to see what's going on. A lot of lings coming out as well as hydras. And we see a lot of energy still left in those sentries. So the force fields will definitely be good. And if he can attack the Zerg in some of these chokes along with the force fields, the Zerg player will not be in a good position. Oh, another burp. And we see that the robotics bay is going down for our Protoss player NightEnD. That will be very good as we see the hydras are in the army now, and those just melt like crazy because they are considered a light biological unit. And the blink stalkers will move up, maybe pick off one or two hydras, not that much. Dimaga is now supply blocked with the death of that overlord, and some ling's going to be moving in. Might just be looking to break up some supply, but I think he's not quite doing that. I'm just going to look. Was that accidental? It was accidental. Now he's building a Colossus. Killed off a Stalker to make a Colossus. That's pretty good. Some good force fields keeping the hydras in bay. You can see how many are just kind of walking back here, not shooting, as most of these guys are shooting. As I say that, they're kind of walking back and forth too. The Immortals are taking a lot of the damage with their hardened shields, and it's doing pretty well. And we see that actually the hydras are doing a lot of damage, but look how many units are being produced all at once, and pretty soon Dimaga will be completely maxed, as the Protoss definitely came out ahead in that, and now the Colossus is pretty close to being out on the field. There it is, another one being built right now, and the massing of all these light units. Look how many light units there are. These Colossus were just going to rip through. Dimaga's in a bad position right now. NightEnD might be able to come away with this victory if Dimaga isn't careful. May need a tech switch, throw down a just right about as these melee attacks and missile attacks are about to finish level 2. Might be able to get some Immortals. That would be pretty good because their hardened shields do not matter against the Zerglings. They only do like 5 damage each or something like that, 6 damage. And now the Colossus are going to be in the mix. It's the second one out. Second one is out right now. Another one in the queue being built at the moment. This might be canceled. He might be able to force the cancel. And now this time the Zerg player has the concave. Additional flanking Colossus doing lots of damage. So much splash damage. Look how many burning carcasses are down there with all these hydras. And Dimaga is still building lings. He has a greater spire on the way, so we might be seeing some broodlords I don't know why else he'd build a Greater Spire, so we definitely be seeing some Broodlords. Hopefully, Corruptors are out, or being built right now, and he's just retreating with these incredibly slow Hydralisks. Off the creep, they just move so freaking slow. One thing as a Zerg player I'm kind of excited for in the Heart of the Swarm is the Hydralisk will have an upgrade to move faster off creep or something like that. So they move just as this fast off creep with that upgrade. But anyways, back to the game. Big distraction there for me and thinking about the slow-moving Hydralisk. But look how many Colossi are on the field. I'm going to go up here to the see what's being built. We have 5 Corruptors being built right now. 3 Corruptors on the field. The Greater Spire is about to pop. Where is that thing? There it is. There's a Greater Spire. It just popped, and we might see the Broodlords being morphed in. We might not. Well, there they are. So this is I mean, in my opinion, it's kind of sketchy, just because Blink Stalkers are a very good counter to Broodlords. They could blink underneath and pick them off very quickly, and all that tech and all that gas is just completely wasted all at once. The way that Dimaga can keep his Broodlords alive is keep his army underneath the Broodlords for protection. The Stalkers are not going to blink into a full army of Hydralisks and Roaches. As long as Dimaga is able to keep them alive, he is maxed out once again, banking a ton of resources, and this gold expansion is really what's making the difference. He's denying the NightEnD this expansion every single time. He canceled it again. Actually, that was not a cancel. That was a kill. That was a kill. You did not see the minerals get recuperated there. And a good spot from NightEnD. You see all these Stalkers are firing. And now the Broodlords move in. And the Blink Stalkers blink up. And he did not keep his Roaches underneath. And the Broodlords are almost going all the way down. 2 more left. They are kind of microing back. But all of the ground army is almost gone. The Stalkers blink forward to pick those off again. And look how much death and devastation from Dimaga is happening right now. 60 Zerglings are being built at the moment this hatchery finishes, and it will go down. This Broodlord stays alive. The acid reflux, oh my gosh, so many spicy chicken flavor. It tastes just as good the second time, but that is totally gone right now. That's 300 minerals just zapped away. It's not like he's had a loss of minerals, though. He's probably had a loss of larva. Does he have a macro hatchery? I'm sure he does. There's his macro hatchery. A player like Dimaga, you just come to expect things like that. And he's killing this creep away. And I don't know why he would ever build any more Hydras, but he is. I'm not exactly sure why. The amount of Corruptors, though, are finally getting rid of all of these mass Colossi, and they will be able to go down, and now the Broodlord is raining hell on NightEnD army. And I don't know how this is happening. Actually, I do know how. It's because of the macro, but Dimaga is in the lead now, in supply-wise. We do have 4 base to 4 base. This one is completely mined out, and this one is completely mined out as well, except for the gas. This one's pretty much mined out as well, as much as this one. We have a buttload of probes over there, but he's kind of trying to defend his gold right now. And as long as Dimaga can keep his production flowing, all the larva he needs, he might be able to walk away with him. I can't see him losing at this point. That last little battle with killing off those Colossi and morphing the rest of the Corruptors into Broodlords was definitely the way to go. And now he's spewing his corruption and doing quite a bit of damage. The Roaches are moving in, but this many Roaches against only 2 Immortals aren't doing that much damage, although these Immortals are getting quite the amount of kills. And now there are no more Corruptors, there is no more air support, and as long as NightEnD can keep this Colossi alive, he can mass up a few more, he might be looking pretty good. This Broodlord is busy raining away. As long as there's not that many Broodlords aren't the best. And a blink under here could prevent it, but Dimaga has his units underneath the Broodlord, keeping the Broodlord safe away from Blink Stalkers. And it's basically like the siege tank of the Terran army. Oh, and there goes the Broodlord. You know, they're just sieging up away. It's kind of where, like, home base. As long as you can keep your Broodlord firing away, it's pretty good against any ground units. And, oh no, the blink away, this Colossi might go down, and it definitely does. but another Colossi to replace it right away. Definitely doing quite a bit of damage, keeping the Zerg in the choke point right here. Very excellent, but the Nexus was denied once again. We can see that Dimaga is doubled NightEnd's supply count right now, and he has his 5th base up, and I just don't see how NightEnd can come back from this. Even though the Hydras, I just didn't agree with that with the Colossi on the field. He kept on building it because they are so excellent against gateway units. The DPS on a Hydra is very fast, so very fast. You see the difference between a Stalker and a Hydra. The Hydra does almost 2 shots in the time, oh, I can't even see it now, but it does almost 2 shots in the time it takes a Stalker to do 1 shot. And so they're just getting so much DPS in the battles. It's worth to have him in the army, I guess. Might be changing my mind against how Zerg needs to be playing. Corruptors out on the field, not overproducing Corruptors. Sorry about that, everybody. I know there's probably a skip in the play. I had to answer the door just as the game's about to end. Too bad. But we do know who is going to be the winner right here. A lot of casters say I hate to call it, but you know, I'm calling it. There's no way NightEnd is going to be able to come back from this, even with the most excellent micro, maxed out army with Broodlords, Roaches, Hydras, and Infestors in the play. Just not going to work out. The Fungal goes down, keeping all these Blink Stalkers in place, and the good game well played from NightEnd. And I am so happy to be casting that game. That was very excellent. I need some pro replays in my life, and I'm sure you do too. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Koopzilla. Once again, in case you didn't know, as I say that every single game. But I appreciate you watching. Your support makes me happy. It really does. So if you like it, subscribe. If you're not subscribed to me, consider it, man. Consider it. Just consider it. And thanks for watching. GG.